welcome to another edition of Friday Night Look Back. I am Enterprise Sports reporter Avi Zalen, joined by
David Baird,
Kenny Johnson.
Guys, we just finished up Week 9. A lot of drama, a lot of important games, a lot of interesting games to get to. Kind of just first off, I was at Port Arthur Memorial in Westbrook. Kendrick, where'd you go?
Went to good old Silsbee to see the Silsbee Tigers pull out by the skin of their teeth a 1-point victory over Hardin Jefferson. Hardin Jefferson showed up. If you want to know how the slot T works, watch a DVD of that game because they had it working for 301 yards and just came up a little bit short in the end.
Gotcha. And David, where were you tonight?
I was at another 1-point game. Ozan was up 21-7, and PNG came back 15 points in the fourth quarter and won 22-21, clinched the last playoff spot in District 24A.
So like I said, there's a lot of different storylines to get to. With mine, Port Arthur Memorial, after coming out a little sluggish, they took a 10-7 lead into halftime and then exploded in the second half, ultimately winning 31-14. They clinch a playoff spot. Now it's a matter of trying to get the number one seed in their division moving forward. Kendrick, real quick, Silsbee, this is a team that is kind of the class, if not, the second best team in District 21-3A against the Hardin Jefferson. They should have beat handily, but that wasn't the case. Kind of explain to us, how that all...
But I think they've been used to playing these teams that are really not in their class, that once they pose they will on them. Like, for example, last week against Hampshire Fernet, once they pushed on them a little bit, they didn't want none. Well, I was at Hardin Jefferson Tuesday, and everything Coach DuBois told me said was going to happen. He said they were going to play them to the whistle, they were going to play hard and make their breaks. I didn't see my man Patrick Reed look so frazzled. He threw a pick, and he got stripped on one of the cleanest strips I've ever seen, NFL style from behind in the fourth quarter with the game on the line. But the difference in the game was senior Chris Elam. It was a senior night, and he made senior plays. 4th and 15, Avi, on 4th and 15. First play of the fourth quarter, they're down by 6. They throw a 35-yard bomb to this guy, and he makes a one-handed catch.
Just like you draw it up in practice. 4th and 15.
But the thing was about it is Coach McGowan and everybody, all the players said that he said he was going to make a play, and that's what he did. And then he made the last play of the game to get the final pick to seal the game. So if it went for a senior stepping up, they would have came up short. But I think in a big run, it's a win-win for both teams. You got Hardin Jefferson, who can get in the playoffs and have confidence they can play with the big boys. And then you have Silsbee, who knows that they can be beaten and they're not invincible. And I think in the long run, I think that's why they're going to beat West Orange Stark. I'm picking them to win West Orange Stark on the road.
It was a good wake-up call for them. Chris Elam, a great athlete on the gridiron and also on the basketball court, because we do play that game kind of coming up very shortly. David... PNG, it's like every week is a new chapter with them.
Yeah.
It can never just be easy victory, simple defeat. They always got to do it their way. So how'd they get it done tonight?
Yeah, they really don't. They don't make it easy on themselves. I think what they did, even though Kyle Walker didn't, he no touchdowns, 2 interceptions, but when the offensive line protected Walker and gave him a clean pocket, he was able to make really good passes. And to be honest with you, Jeremiah Rose had an impressive game, especially when coming into the game. The biggest matchup to me one-on-one was seeing Jeremiah Rose go up against Tony Brown. And, Walker attacked him. They attacked, and they attacked. They threw the ball at Tony Brown a lot. And first catch from Jeremiah Rose was an incredible catch over Brown. So he wasn't scared. And like I said, he didn't pass for any touchdowns, but they were, they used Adam Morse on the goal line, kind of like Tebow or something like that, Blake Bell. But I think just the fact...
Stick with Blake Bell.
But no, the fact that they were able to, they showed resiliency. I think them being down in Nederland, even though they lost, but being down in Nederland, coming back, being down against Central, coming back and winning in triple overtime, they have just something. And I think they sometimes they have problems against some athletic defenses. Like they did have problems tonight protecting the quarterback at times. But I do think that they're in the playoffs now. You can't take that away from them.
Into the playoffs after winning one district game last year, PNG, I think you can say, is pretty much your comeback story of the year. If you're looking at kind of the 2 year period there. Personally, I was at Memorial in Westbrook. I was hoping for a really good game, and I got it for 2 quarters. And then kind of Memorial just really took over in the second half. Really. Westbrook's offense was sort of one-dimensional for 2 quarters there. Justin Hervey pretty much went off. I believe it was 15 carries, 129 yards, a 60-yard touchdown scamper that ended up being the only score for Westbrook in the first half. And pretty much it was every play, pistol formation, give it off to number 25. He gets a nice cushion of about 3 yards of green in front of him thanks to his great offensive line, and then he kind of just goes to work with a fast first step. But in the second half, Memorial said, you know what? We're not going to let you push us around anymore on the ground. They started to neutralize it a little, and then once Port Arthur Memorial put up some points, Westbrook kind of they felt a little urgency. They felt they needed to play from behind. They felt they needed to pass more. Justin Hervey ends up with 10 yards in the second half after putting up 129 in the first. So really a tale of 2 halves. Memorial, for them, it's a big win. They clinched the playoff spot, which is as expected in Port Arthur. I mean, that's what they do. But now it moves to where are they going to be seeded for playoffs, and so that's kind of something that they have thinking about on the horizon. And then for Westbrook, you get a little bit more urgency. Nothing's a sure thing, but certainly it's in their favor because now they play Baytown Sterling in the final week of the year, and they also need Deer Park to lose, and they go up against North Shore. So is it probable that Westbrook will make it in the playoffs? Yes, but they're making it hard for themselves, and it could have been a really big victory tonight against rival Port Arthur Memorial, but they get it done on senior night. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's fine. You're right about that. I personally think Westbrook will make it in just because of who they play and who Deer Park plays. I just think I'm not sure they're too they're too good. They beat LaPorte, who was supposed to be the second best team in the district, beat them by 38-0. So I think Westbrook will be in. Obviously, Memorial is in. But the next week, the set of games, it's looking really good. Avi, you're going to be at Central Nederland. That's going to be
for the District 24A crown.
Yeah, and I'll be at West Orange, Stark, Silsby. It's going to be that's for 21-3A.
And for Central, this was a big week for them because they proved something this week. And I had somebody tell me, I'm not going to say who, but somebody outside of these walls said to me, they said, Central, they're a nice story, whatever, but show me something. Show me that you can come out with a good district win, because up until this point they had beaten Memorial by 1 point in the opening week, and then from there, it's kind of like, who have you beaten? You lost to PNG, you haven't played LCM, you haven't played Nederland, so you're kind of just beating up on the lower teams in District 24A. Tonight, though, how much did they win by? 42 to 14. They're all over LCM, which they were tied for second in the district. So they proved something tonight. They proved that it's not just we're playing lesser opponents. We're actually a great team, and they proved that they are either going to be first or second. I believe either first or second in district when this is all over, and they certainly proved it.
Yeah.
I think Central's defense is very underrated because next week, Nederland, if they pull out the W, they're going to have to put the ball in the air. They're not going to be able to pound Kendrick left, right like they've been doing all season. They're going to have to come up with another trick if they're going to beat that pony.
Yeah.
Another playoff race to look at real quick is in 2A. Kirbyville beats Kuntz 8-0. Kuntz still looking to break that streak. David, what does Kuntz have to do now to make it into the playoffs?
Like how you were saying for Westbrook, Kuntz isn't making it easy for themselves. It's next week they play at Anahuac, and it's winning they're in. Or whoever wins that game gets that last spot. Anahuac has been a surprise in that district as far as, they've been a surprise. They struggled in non-district, but they've come back and they've rebounded well. It's pretty much whoever wins between Kuntz and Anahuac, that's the last team in 10-2A.
Kendrick, do you have any thoughts you want to share with us before I start reading off scores and sending the folks off?
I'm picking next week. I do think Westbrook could get in. I have a source at North Shore, and they're basically just priming up for the playoffs, and they're not going to just take off because they're in. So, Bruins fans, don't worry. North Shore will come to play and help you out next week. So you should be able to slide in the playoffs if you handle your business on Thursday. And as far as West Orange goes, I think it's going to be close, but I think this wake-up call for Silsby is what they needed, and in the big picture will be something that will help them get because they were thinking too much about Western Ones 2 weeks ago. Then it's starting now. It's getting to Carthage. It's like, can you get in the playoffs? Can you take it 1 week at a time? And I think they needed something that they need to get popped in the mouth. And then on the other end, I think in the 2A, it's going to be interesting. It's going who wants it more out of Kuntz and Anahuac because Anahuac has been the barometer for all the little teams. They're like the team. Everybody's like, well, we play Anahuac, so we know we can match up good with Kuntz and stuff like that. So it's fun. It's good to see everything come to a head next week.
Anahuac losing tonight 17-7 to East Chambers. David?
Just last thing, I think what I think I'll talk a little bit more during the week, but I think what West Orange does, West Orange, I've heard from other coaches that say this is the best offense that West Orange has had.
Inside information.
That's the best offense that the Mustangs have had in a long time. I think they have enough balance, and I think they have enough on defense to. Nobody can really stop Silsby. I think they might have enough to slow them down.
You can only hope to contain them.
It'll be a good game. I'm not gonna make my prediction yet. You gotta wait till next Friday.
I'm going on record. I got Silsby because they got enough athletes. What's Orange do after seeing them both play live this year? What's Orange got athletes? Everybody. They got the kid that's going to Alabama. He's a defensive player, but yet he's winning 80-yard flies on the first play of the game. And you can't catch him if he gets ahead.
Deontay Thompson runs fast in a straight line.
But then on the other side, Cedric Experiment's no joke. Look for that guy. He's electrifying, and when he gets on the ball, he's got a little LaShawn McCoy. He has a very good jump cut, which today I felt bad for him because Candlestick Park / Tiger Stadium slowed him down.
Yeah,
it was not a good look. It was not a good look from a man.
There'll be a West Orange next week. Well, now that we're done comparing Silsby to Kurt Warner and the greatest show on turf, we can get to some scores. Why Marshall Falk? I can't remember his name. I don't know. Okay. Torrey Holt, too. What never happened to Torrey Holt? Port Neches Groves 22, Ozan 21. I don't know why these are out of order, but I'll read them off anyway. Port Arthur Memorial 31, Westbrook 14. Memorial clinches, PNG also clinches. Central 42, Little Cypress Mauriceville 14. Central locks up the second place spot. Is LCM locked in for third, or does PNG still have a chance?
Still have a chance.
Still has a chance.
They play till next week.
Orangefield helps out their chances 35-20 against Buna. Orangefield now. What's their situation?
They're 2-3. They need to win next week, and they're pretty much in.
Buna's done for the year, needing some help to get into the playoffs. Vider 34, Livingston 14, kind of just playing for pride. Nederland 49, Lumberton 0. They were merciful. West Orange Stark 40, Bridge City 16. Silsby ekes out a win against HJ 34-33. Kirbyville 8, Kuntz 0. East Chambers 17, Anahuac 7. Newton 63, Hardin 3. Warren getting their first district win of the year. How about them Warriors? 25-12 against Woodville. Jasper takes care of business against Huntington, 48-8. I thought that was in West Virginia. Deweyville 50, New Waverly 12. Tanaha 42, Evadale nothing. Tanaha. West Sabine 64, Cushing nothing. Hold a set of 40, West Hardin 8. Apple Springs, $10 if you know where that is. 71, High Island 46. Mount Enterprise 41, Sabine Pass 6, even with their new field house. St. Thomas 53, Kelly nothing. Guys, thank you so much for joining us this week. We hope to see you back here next week when we finish up the regular season and creep ever closer to playoffs. Thanks so much, guys.